Soren Kierkegaard said, "There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true." George Orwell told us that in a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act, while Aldous Huxley reminded us that facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. Lastly, Joe Class said, "The truth will set you free. But first, it will piss you off." This is the news show, Whiskey Hell. Think critically. Act accordingly.
Saturday, March 2nd, 8:19 in the evening. This is Whiskey Hell, the news show that takes apart the narratives from the previous week and sets you up for the next one. We're going to target all the fun stuff that happened this week. Our idols becoming just awful people. Superheroes. Heroes are dead.
That's a heavy way to start the show, man. You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm totally good.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm totally fine. I'm really good because we're gonna get an extra dose of Hefe here in a little bit.
Oh, that's always a good thing.
It is. We got some folks in chat that are very excited to get Hefe. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm here. I made it. I survived the week. Unfortunately, a 6-day work week for me. But yeah, but you know what? It's all gonna be worth it in the long run. So I was willing to put in a little extra time up front to make to make a happy ending, to make it easier on the back end, if you know what I mean. It was today. I worked today. Today was a working laxative. In preparation for that exit. I'm lubing things up. No, this is all exit.
It's all exit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just making sure. All right. Well, we've got a banging show tonight. Bitcoin is up. Crypto's going crazy. The EU wants to blow up Russia. Texas is on fire. We're going to talk about Tesla's new Roadster and what we want it to do. Oh, and P. Diddy is apparently really rapey and kills people. There's a new lawsuit that really says some bad stuff happened when you're around that guy.
Yeah, and I think what's that whole thing is sort of validating because I think we all kind of suspected it. He's kind of slimy. Just the way he fucking talks, he's kind of slimy. And then the rumors, and you're like, no. And now it sounds like the rumors are true. And I mean, okay, here we go. Let's like you said, all our heroes are dead, so we need to be our own heroes then.
That's right. What would your superpower be if you were a superhero?
I don't know, dude. I think we've talked about this. I go back and forth. I mean, if you could just only have one, I like the idea of super speed, because it kind of encompasses like you're kind of invisible. You also kind of can fly, and really no one can touch you. The downside of that is, you're constantly eating or plugging yourself into a wall or something.
Right.
I like the idea of flying, of course, but not the way Superman did it. Superman's a fucking poser, and I'll die on that hill. But kind of more the way Iron Man did it. Iron Man's cool. Like having a super brain, that'd be a cool superpower. You could just invent shit, being a super engineer.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It depends on the day. It depends on the day. I'll tell you, I never wanted to be Thor. Like I never wanted like all the powers. Like he kind of just has everything. And I mean, I love him in the movies. I'm not saying, and I even loved him in the comic books. I'm just like, it just seems like too much for one dude to have. How about you? What's your superpower? What do you
See,
want?
I go back and forth on this because big Tony Stark fan, and I do really, really like Thor, the older, wiser Thor. His junky early years just was annoying. I hate Superman, and I know that's upsetting. I know that's upsetting Mike. He's overpowered, and I hate him. So I'm sorry. If this, I hope that doesn't put a wedge in between us, but it's true. I actually want invisibility.
Yeah.
And I think that would be absolutely terrible for me to have. I would be, I think that'd be real. I might be like an anti-hero
Yeah,
at that
you are a
point.
little ornery, just
I
by
am.
nature. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a
Dude,
little, yeah.
you with a half a bottle of whiskey and invisibility. That
Oh,
that's like
Jesus.
that's like the start of a supervillain movie right there.
Yeah.
I would pay good money to see that
Yeah.
wi and I would
Yeah.
want to be your sidekick.
Yeah. I was going to say,
Let's go.
I kind of feel like there's a, I almost said Daredevil, a Deadpool, sidekick
Uh-huh.
there. So, you can
Uh-huh.
be Deadpool and
Okay. Okay.
I'll be the random invisible guy that just breaks stuff and runs around with a boner.
Fuck
But
yeah.
we should probably start the show now and actually get into our beers. Is that what we should do
Oh,
now?
okay. I'm down for that. Okay, well, mystery beer. All I know is that this is from Revision, which, as we know, one of those solid breweries just doing really good shit all the time. I've already opened it.
Okay.
I poured it out. It poured jet black, and then at the very end, there was fucking motor oil that came out of the bottom of it.
Oh,
So I'm guessing this is an imperial of some sort.
okay.
It's probably got some chocolate, maybe peanut butter, and that's just a guess. I haven't even tasted the thing. I'm
Okay.
just judging by the pour alone. The head is thin and tan. Hefe, I'm not talking about you. And that's about all I got right now. So let's see what this thing has in store for me here.
All right.
Again, Revision does a lot of dark stuff, so this
Yeah.
could go anywhere. But it's definitely a stout.
We get some Revision out here, and they are
Oh,
just an unreal brewery.
okay, all right. I'm. This has to be a chocolate raspberry imperial stout.
Oh, I know
That's
exactly what you've got.
Yep, I'm shooting my load right away because it's super heavy raspberry,
Yeah.
super heavy chocolate. I am definitely taking this girl to bed. Even if my second beer is just as good, we're doing a threesome tonight. I fucking
Okay.
love this beer.
All right.
It's
What
so good.
what kind of
Oh.
walk me through the tastes?
Well, you smell the chocolate and raspberry. And then
Okay.
the hint of the malts, they kind of bring in that earthy, but as soon as you taste it, it is sweet, it is decadent, it is smooth as fucking glass. I mean, there's no fizz to this thing at all. It's and the alcohol's there, but it's not real boozy. It's it's probably about a 9 to a 10.5 percenter, somewhere
Yeah.
in there. And just such a fucking luscious beer. And I'm telling you right now, all of you, if this thing were just stick with me. If this thing were a vagina,
Oh, there it is.
oh, this is Valentine's Day.
Uh-huh.
This is you're having your lady, do the splits over the chocolate fountain machine, right? And so you're just getting all the sweet, luscious,
Yep.
soft, velvety, little bit of fruit in there flavors with a major fucking hard on, like the size of the Tower of London here, Big Ben. I mean, it's good.
All
That's
right.
what I'm trying to say. It's really good. All right, let's see here. Let's see what I got. Let's do the Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Let's
No,
do the unveiling.
I think we gotta call it. I think that's a sex beer, isn't it?
Oh, fuck yeah, it is. It's big time.
All right, unveil it. What do you got? I think
Dude,
it's
all
it's
right.
the right slice, by the way.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It is
Okay.
the right
Okay.
slice.
Yep.
And the one taste I did not pick up in there, they say there's some cinnamon in this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not picking up the cinnamon, but maybe that's just because I'm, taste gasming over all the other
Yeah.
stuff. But god damn, this is good. Oh,
I'm really excited
I
you got that one. That's awesome.
and also the ABV, I was a little off. This is a 12%er, so that just tells you how many flavors, everything that's going on in here is you don't taste the booze, and it's 12%.
Wow.
Fucking phenomenal. Oh my god. I just give me a minute. Leave me alone. You tell me about your beer. I'm gonna have a makeout session here.
All right. All right. Well, get your tongue in there real good. Make out beers. Love that stuff.
Oh, and she's asking for more. Oh,
Atta
she's
girl.
woo.
All
All right, what do you got?
Jessup Farm Barrel House. Now, this is part of the beer, of the rare beer club that you sent me for my
Oh
birthday.
yeah, right.
So thank you again for that. And
Hell
I'm
yeah.
pretty stoked to get this one out. Now, this one was actually bottled on January 4th of 2023.
Oh, that's
It's
rad.
it's an 8.5er, big 750 milliliter bottle, and I already posted a picture to the chat, to the insiders chat. This is called Wood Knot, KNOT, Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout. They don't have much on the site. They are near Fort Collins, Colorado. Let's see here. This precious bottle contains a chewy mouthful of barrel-aged deliciousness, smooth and chocolatey with notes of vanilla and toffee. Wood Knot was aged in a blend of first and second use Old Elk bourbon barrels for 6 months to provide just the right amount of wood spirit character, allowing it to be bottled both subtle and balanced. And then there's a bunch of other stuff there. So, but yeah,
I'm really
let me get into
I'm
it.
pleased that you're having this one on the show. I was really curious about this beer, so thanks for doing this one on the show because I was going to ask you about it.
Ooh. Boozy. It's an American Imperial.
Okay.
If you're imagining the styles like the opposite, like a Russian,
Yeah.
big time barrel, a lot of malt, a little bit of chocolate, dark chocolate. Mouthfeel is pretty, not super viscous. It's not a thick beer. It is coming in at 8.5%. It's good though. A little smoky too. A little smoky. So yeah, really good.
I was wondering, with a name like Wood Knot,
Yep.
if there was going to be some, some of those more woody, barky flavors in there. And no, ladies, I don't mean bark rough. I mean bark, do it rough.
Rough.
Yeah. Right. Rough.
Really good beer. Really good beer. Probably closer to a porter in mouthfeel,
Okay.
but dry too. So, very crushable.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll go down nice.
Well, enjoy, man. That's every couple of months, those are just going to roll in, and I'm just excited. You get to try some stuff that you may or may not be able to get there. So
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. There was another one that came. It was a saison, and I had that last night because I knew I wasn't going to have this. I knew I wasn't going to have it on the show. But it was good. It was good too. Way over carbonated though. That was kind of weird, I thought.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it was still a great saison. Very much
Nice.
a farmhouse, a French farmhouse. You know, and then I mean it's like across the pond.
Right. Right.
So yeah, not an American farmhouse at all. All right, so let's go ahead and get into. I don't think we have to spend a lot of time on the housekeeping, but we did put up a poll, and this was just for the ladies. All right, we wanted to know: do you like a guy who gives off that baby girl vibe? Only 8 votes. 87.5% was no. And I think somebody was trolling us by saying yes.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
was
who
gonna
it
say I was
was.
one vote yes, 7 votes no. I
Yeah.
I'm all about guy a man being sensitive. Maybe even like indulging your girl every once in a while, and she wants to paint your toenails, your fingernails, whatever. Go for it, man. I'm all for that shit. Like that's not that's actually being more masculine by just being so comfortable with yourself that you're okay to show your emotions, to show your true heart, to let your girl paint you up a little bit. Where I don't where the baby girl vibe, quote unquote, crosses the line for me is that you can still be a man, but if you like other men and you want to go for that baby girl vibe there, then what does that say about the other dude you're with? Like, I feel like he's really actually attracted to women. Like, you're so overly feminine as a man that you're now basically a woman. You're trans, and he's attracted to women, but he's just having sex with male sex parts. I don't know. Am I off there? Like, anyone else feel like that?
I think it's very odd. I can't really connect. I couldn't connect with this at all. I really couldn't. I'm also not going to fall into the baby girl category. And the
No.
cool thing is interesting thing we'll say. Neither of my kids fall into this category either.
No.
Um, but they do have friends who at least one does, and has a girlfriend. Very much a dude, but he does the styled hair, very tight clothing, very on point, very cares. I mean, like it really matters that he looks cool, and cool to the point that his image is softened up a little bit. So I guess whatever works, whatever floats your
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
I think it does. This really was kind of a hit piece on guys who aren't of that baby girl look. Um, we'll just it's they don't like the toxic macho masculinity. I think it was a hit piece on that. So
And I one last thing to say on the baby girl vibe. I guess like you can get away with that and still kind of, maintain your man card if you are still. I mean, and this might be dating myself, and I don't mean like how old I am, but I just mean like where my philosophy comes from, which is basically like just this side of caveman. But you can get away with this vibe if you're also still like a dangerous person. Like some shit, some martial arts, or you are constantly carrying razor blades, in your wrists or something.
yeah,
I don't know, like Wolverine. Um, and you're a dangerous person and you can protect yourself and those you love, then yeah, dress however the fuck you want because you basically can't be fucked with. You are not touchable, or if you are touchable, the other person's gonna know that you were fucking there and they're gonna regret it. Um, but I don't I don't think that's most people who fall into that baby girl category. I think they're going for hey, they're actually going for the opposite. They're going for the hey ladies, I'm safe. I'm with you. I'm gonna look as good or better than you and make you look better. And we're gonna have a great night out. and we're just gonna hope to God that no badass crosses our path. Like that's kind of the vibe I get from that. So that's just
All
me.
right. All right. I'm gonna bounce some stuff off you real quick.
All right, bounce away.
All right. You're gonna tell me if they can pull off the baby girl look. Yeah. And right now we're gonna go with Pedro Pascal.
God damn it, I fucking love him so much, but no, thumbs down.
Okay. Brad Pitt.
Ah, I knew you were gonna go there. Fuck you. Yes, he can pull it off. Fuck.
That's the big one that I think that he can pull off both.
He can, yeah, he can do it. He can do it. Fuck.
Yeah.
But he's just beautiful.
He's
He's
he is
he's
a specimen.
gorgeous. Imagine, I mean, if he were a female, he'd be the hottest woman ever. Anyway, next one.
Gerard Butler, back when let's say Gerard Butler 20 years ago.
God damn, you know, he's got the fucking accent. Yeah, I think he can pull it off. Yes.
Tabby brings up Ryan Reynolds.
I know, I see that. I actually don't think he could pull it off. No. Part of Ryan Reynolds' charm is that he's such an asshole, and you can't be that much of an asshole.
No.
And pull off the baby girl, because if you're gonna insult me, bro, you better fucking look and be tougher than me. Like,
Yeah.
we gotta have that understanding. So no, I don't think he can pull it off.
Okay. All right. So I mean, there are some you can kind of bridge you can straddle
sure.
the line, right?
I think Momoa, I think he pulls it off.
Oh, I think he leans into it a little bit.
I think so too. I'm not saying he right,
I think
but,
he leans into it.
but he's such a big dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could literally put that man in pink latex and he would be intimidating. Like, maybe even more so. Because you'd be like, look at this psycho fucker.
Yeah. That's a very good point. Sorry, it was Mike that brought up it was Mike that brought up Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, okay. And yeah, definitely Johnny Depp. I think he's sort of the epitome. I think
Yes.
that's what most guys who are going for the baby girl look, they're going for the Johnny Depp. And listen, Johnny Depp, I mean, legitimately was a very good friend of Hunter S. Thompson, who's, you know, one of my idols. And I swear to God, if something comes out that he was raping little boys, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I think Hunter S. Thompson was like the shit. Like that guy was the shit. And he was morally uncorruptible in my eyes. He did some gnarly stuff. He did every drug known to man, and he
Right.
shot guns at his neighbors, but he was morally uncorruptible. And so if something comes out about him, I don't know. But so Johnny Depp was in that whole, you know, friend circle too.
Right, along with John
so,
Cusack and I think
Yeah.
there's a few others, right?
Yeah, a few others. And man, the fucking stories when they were doing drugs, holy shit. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, Johnny Depp can pull it off for sure. And I still think, I mean, we know he has sex with women. So something's working out there. It's just not I can't do it. I can't go that route. I'm not good looking enough.
All right. Do we go right into P. Diddy? Do we just want to I was almost said hammer it, but I don't think hammering is really what we want to talk about there. Or,
Why not?
Or do you want to go Texas firestorms?
No, let's start with P. Diddy, because I think this one, you know, this one has been ramping up for a few weeks, and then it just kind of stole the show this week, especially on X. Like people like went all out on this with everything that came out with this lawsuit. Once the affidavit was released, and it's pretty much unredacted. I mean, there's a few names that are left out. You know, you got, in quotes, rapper number 1, rapper number 2.
Right.
But honestly, if you read between the lines, like, you can figure out who those people are. They just are too famous that we can't name them. Jay-Z. So, I mean, but I really think this story took over the end of the week. It was pretty fucking phenomenal.
All right. Here is a quick video. We'll go ahead and cut to that. It's going to give a little bit of it'll just give you a synopsis of kind of what's going on.
Murders, Diddy B. I just read the court documents about the allegations from Lil Rod about Diddy, and it looks like Epstein level exposing of the rap industry right now. It names names. He has photos. He has physical evidence. He has audio recordings. Literally everything from Diddy being involved in murders, Diddy being involved in sexual assault, grooming, drugging people. It even goes so far to name Cuba Gooding Jr. as being involved in all of this. It has some redacted names. They seem to be about Meek Mill and Chris Brown, but again, they're redacted, so you can't be 100% sure, but the things that are said about them seem to indicate that those are the people that they're talking about, and indicating that those people were having sex with underage girls. There is a whole bunch of allegations of how Diddy would use his positions of power to sexually assault males and then blackmail them into not saying anything, because obviously, like, homophobia inside the rap industry is very prevalent. So the allegations are that he would blackmail people underneath him by saying, like, oh, I recorded this and I will show it to everybody. If even 10% of what is alleged inside of this court document is true, they need to put Diddy under the jail. And 50 Cent is going to have the best time talking about this over the next month.
So this came out, and it is Epstein level shit. I mean, it really is. They're talking about you've got the people who work for P. Diddy walking around with basically satchels or fanny packs full of drugs, so that, you know, anytime you want something, they'll just break it out for whoever. Underage girls, booze everywhere. People are getting roofied. It's just,
well, and that's like the start, and then it goes into that he put out the hit on Tupac. That he may or may not have been behind what happened to Biggie, and he claims that he was like one of Biggie's bros, best friends, but there was also a lot of backroom rumors that he was insanely jealous of how good Biggie was, and so I mean, the deeper you go into this, you're like, Jesus Christ, is there anything this guy hasn't done that's against the law? It's fucking wild shit. And it's Epstein level, but it's almost worse because, if you think about Epstein being this, possibly, this Mossad trained spy, and this was all a big
right.
coup to get people under the influence of the government, then I mean, okay, that's like the highest levels of espionage. And on some level, you can respect that. But P. Diddy was literally just doing this for like he was selling fame and power in the rap industry. It wasn't even for like governmental and to like, grow his own empire. That's literally the only reason he did all this shit. And it's all sick, but his is somehow worse to me.
We grew up listening to this guy's music.
Yes,
and
that's the other thing. Yeah,
he was part of Jay-Z's crew, and then suddenly he went huge. Let's see, Ian Carroll. We've got, I don't know. You got through the rest of those videos, right? The earlier today.
No, I did not.
You didn't? Okay.
No. I was working all day. I did not. But
okay.
I mean, suffice it to say, if Ian Carroll is digging into this stuff, and again, we talked about him last week. If you're not following this guy, you are missing out. He's just putting out solid content. And I'm not saying like every other video is good. Every fucking video he puts out is good. And so I when you were sending those, I was like, oh shit, it must really be hitting the fan, because Ian Carroll, when he grabs onto something, he goes as deep as he can go. And the fact that he did, what was it, 3 or 4 videos? I mean, that's how deep this shit goes. Crazy.
So I don't want to play the full video. I'm trying, but here's the
I mean, you guys can go out and look up Ian Carroll, and you can watch all his shit.
Yeah, but this is here. This is what I want you to hear. You guys have to hear this. This is wild. And I might skip around a little bit, but here.
Blackmailing the entire rap industry was also the exact same guy that was the head of Michael Jackson's security when he died. This is no joke. Some smart people in the comments section pointed this out to me. This is from Diddy's lawsuit. This is his head of security, Fahim Muhammad. And Mr. Combs, P. Diddy, made it clear that his head of security, Fahim Muhammad, had the power to make people and problems disappear. Diddy instructed his staff to always contact Mr. Muhammad if they were ever pulled over by the police in Miami or California. The LAPD was at this crime scene where Diddy had shot a person for hours and no arrests ever happened. It all went away. And it says here, quote, "This was all thanks to Mr. Muhammad's connections with law enforcement." These are just allegations made in the case, but they say they have substantial evidence, and they provide some of that evidence in photo form in this lawsuit. In addition, because he was the head of Diddy's security, he would have been privy to the fact that there were sex workers and underage girls at all of these parties, and that they were spiking bottles of liquor and champagne and mixed drinks with various drugs. Rodney Jones, who's bringing this whole court case, alleges that after he was forced to drink the laced liquor, he felt lightheaded and then recalls passing out and waking up at 4 a.m. the following morning naked with a sex worker sleeping next to him. There's another time where he passed out and Diddy was in the bed too. All that just to say that the head of security is aware of these things. That's their job. He would also be aware of all the different drugs that they're doing and lacing with things. Apparently, all of the employees that were around Diddy were, from the butler to the chef to the housekeepers, were all required to walk around with a pouch or fanny pack filled with all these different drugs so that Diddy had immediate access to whatever drugs he wanted everywhere he went. That's directly in the lawsuit. The head of security knows about that stuff. But then, when you start looking up Fahim Muhammad, you quickly realize that yes, he was the head of security for Michael Jackson. This is a picture from him testifying in court about Michael Jackson's death. And when you listen to that testimony, you discover that he was the second person on the scene. He says that when he entered the room, the doctor was there, apparently trying to give CPR to what looked like a dead Michael Jackson. And then Jackson's two kids arrived in the door and were sobbing and crying. But when you look deeper, it gets even weirder. This is his bio from his investment management company called Oasis. It's a real estate investment company, where it says that he founded Elite Transportation and Security Services, and then he grew that company into a multi-million-dollar business, which currently has several exclusive security contracts with A-list clients like Diddy. But when you look up Elite Transportation and Security Services LLC, you get a really different picture. It was founded in 2016, apparently has 5 official employees, and is estimated to make $248,000 a year in revenue. Multi-million-dollar business? Multiple exclusive contracts? Then in 2019, he co-founded Oasis, where this bio is from, which is his real estate investment company, and they turned a $40,000 investment into a $10 million real estate portfolio. In how many years? And then the last article that comes up, there's a lot of articles about this one, is that he made news when he gave his 13-year-old son 40 acres of land for his birthday. And that 40 acres of land just so happens to be directly on the U.S.-Mexico border in San Diego County. This reporter for CBS 8 said they went and visited him there, and there were boulders, trees, and the U.S.-Mexico border wall. Maybe just a weird coincidence? But by the way, he has way more than just the acres he gave to his son. He has like 191 acres on that plot or something like that, and he gave a portion of it to his son. And it just so happens to be within stone's throw distance of Tijuana. And now the 2 last ones are the best ones. I shit you not, I was looking up Fahim, and where did I find another article about him? On Penn State, the Wharton School. He didn't attend it as a student. He was invited as a speaker for this Wharton real estate entrepreneurship event, which makes perfect sense. He has a real estate investment company or whatever, but if you've been following along, you would know that the Wharton School comes up an awful lot when we're talking about intelligence agencies and people associated with the CIA and the FBI, etc. Just thought it was interesting that they invited him to be a honored speaker at their event. And now, here's the best part. Check this out. This is in all of his bios, by the way, but we're pointing it out now. In 2008, Fahim graduated from Sacramento State University with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Administration with a concentration in real estate and marketing. Okay? Do you realize what's wrong with that yet? Anything coming to mind? When did Michael Jackson die? June 25th, 2009. Jackson died from cardiac arrest caused by a propofol and benzodiazepine overdose, caused by his doctor, apparently. Hold up. Hold the phone. Pause. Why is a dude who just graduated college last year with a business and real estate degree the head of security for the king of pop, for Michael Jackson, the most famous musician of all time? What's going on? Don't you think that's a little weird? Not.
Now think back. All of the weird, like the rappers and the actors that have really struggled and have like just some weird shit happens. Martin Lawrence, Cuba Gooding Jr., Jesse Smollett, Chris Brown. You have this guy, Muhammad, as the security guy who's obviously works for Diddy. And he was also connected to Michael Jackson. This guy knows some shit. He's been in the middle of some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a lot of flags going up. And I mean, again, Carol coming in and making the connections there. The Wharton School is a CIA funded school. I mean, that's what they do. They train spies, they train espionage, and they do it under the guise of an actual, college. But they're turning out super spies. So, fuck. I mean, that's what I mean. It's like here we are in the information age, and that's great. And I dig this shit, and I know that all of our listeners do. Otherwise, you wouldn't keep tuning in every week. But damn, at some point, you just go, fuck. A, is anything we've been told real? I mean, basically everything's a lie. And B, are there any like true good humans out there that we can look up to who like are famous? Because it doesn't sound like there are.
It kind of throws the jockstrap right in the middle of the whole argument for merit, because you've got to figure at this point everybody's being given whatever they get. Nobody works for fucking anything. As long as you're banging the right dude or whoever.
You were born into the right family. We have a Hefe sighting. This is
a Hefe.
Tremendous time for you to come in, Hefe. Tremendous. Way to break the heavy.
Hefe,
Yeah.
have you had any relations with P. Diddy?
No, he didn't offer me enough money.
Oh, okay. Hey,
that's good.
You sound like you're reporting from a helicopter. Is that true?
No. Does it really sound that bad? I'm in my car.
Oh,
it's a little tinny.
Yeah, you're on your car speaker.
Yeah.
Let's take that off, huh?
I mean, at this point. There
we go.
That's better. That's better. Yeah.
How's your evening going?
How's everything?
Pretty good. I had to switch days to accommodate my kid's mom, so she could do something tonight. And turns out her plans were canceled, but it was too late for me to cancel my switch days, so I just had tonight off. It's kind of good.
Well, neat. Good for you.
And the Monday that I picked up in exchange for the Saturday, I made pretty good money, so all's good.
Nice. Very nice.
What are you guys doing?
We were just taking apart the P. Diddy lawsuit and seeing how all of our heroes, it's all a lie, and it's all just awful. That's where we're going right now.
So I gotta say I'm not up to speed on any of it. All I know is that pretty much Cat Williams accused him of trying to pay $50 million to bang him. I don't know about how any lawsuits and all that kind of stuff. Let's give me like a 30-second catch up.
Well, I mean, yeah, when Cat Williams was on the Shay Shay show, Shannon Sharp's show, which is a fucking, if you haven't listened to that, it's crazy. But then after you listen to that, then you go listen to, he was just recently on Rogan, and that was fucking wild. Like he doesn't give a fuck anymore. He's just outing everybody and saying whatever it is that he believes. So go Cat Williams, because I've always been a fan. He's one of the goats. He's old school, and I appreciate the shit out of him. But yeah, he basically said he's turned down $50 million. Was it 3 times or 4 times in his life? And one of them was P. Diddy wanting to fuck him, and he said on that show, you watch, 2024 is going to be some shit for P. Diddy. Some stuff's going to be coming out. And then boom, this official lawsuit comes out. And, as people have pointed out, you can't make these allegations. A lawyer can lose his license if he makes these allegations without some significant evidence. So there's almost no chance that this didn't happen. I mean, we pretty much know it happened. There's all kinds of receipts, pictures, photographs of, illegal drugs, sex with underage girls, him putting out a hit on Tupac, at least, possibly Biggie too, and making crimes go away. Apparently P. Diddy shot this dude at a LA party, and the guy sat in a bathroom and bled for half an hour. Yep. And when the cops showed up, there were no charges. I mean, it just all went away. So P. Diddy's the epitome of a slimy motherfucker, and it's all coming out as being proven right now. So that was a little longer than 30 seconds, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was totally on point. So what do you think about DMX's death now?
Okay, that's another one. Good. I'm glad you brought that up. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to go back and look at all the deaths ever and be like, what connection do they have to P. Diddy and or Epstein and or our government? My God.
It really is. It really is. It's a very strange place to be. And I could not stop looking at this because it is seriously so disturbing. How many times have we played Jay-Z before coming in?
I know. I mean, I know. I was a huge fan for a long time. You guys know that. And I'm kind of disgusted now. Well, and I want to puke out every shot of Ciroc I've ever had. Like, I mean, P. Diddy's got other companies out there that I've partaken in, imbibed in, and I want nothing to do with any of it anymore.
I'm back.
Hey.
Oh, hey, back.
Welcome back. We didn't realize you left.
I didn't even know you left. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
So this is happening, and we're going to have to keep an eye on it. There's going to be Maxwell ties in there. This is going to get, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll go the way of the Epstein files, and it'll just get handled. I don't know. I want to see somebody hang. I mean, that's for sure.
I was just thinking, I never thought twice about it, but right now, I really want to fight P. Diddy. Wouldn't that be a great pay-per-view? Some random white dude gets to fight P. Diddy, and then I just beat the living shit out of him. Or maybe he'd beat me. I don't know. I doubt it, but maybe he'd win. I don't know.
Be Fitzy versus Diddy.
Boom!
Yeah.
There it is. Done and done. I would do it. I would do it for free, actually. You wouldn't even have to pay me. But if he wanted to put up $50 million, I'm in.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just gonna say a quick story. speaking of Epstein, we've had a bunch of golfers at the casino this week, and they just get just fucked up every night, like just beyond fucked up. And I had someone at a table, and it started off really bad, and they said this Jeffrey is somewhere between Dahmer and Epstein.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about golfers is I don't have a taste for them in general, but they're those guys that are actually pretty funny generally.
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah.
There are a couple of them that were, you can just tell they were the dicks of the crowd, of the group of friends, but most of them were pretty cool.
You know what? I like that, Mike. Mike suggested that it's Fitz, me versus Stephen King and P. Diddy. Like three men enter, one man leaves with $50 million.
Remember like the battle royales in the WWF?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's calling down right there, that thunder. And I would take that any day. And tomorrow, I turn the ripe old age of 49.
Yes.
And I'd still fucking take that fight. I'd take that fight.
49 years old.
God, dude, what a old fuck.
Dude, it's a mind fuck. It's a mind fuck. It really is. Hell in a cell.
All right.
Oh shit.
We can put that to bed. We'll keep an eye on that one though, and we'll see what happens with that. Very interesting. Very unfortunate as well. What did you think of Cat Williams, Fitz?
I mean, like I said, he's letting it all hang out. He's letting it fly. He's so fucking intelligent, and I mean, you could always tell that by his comedy. He played to sort of the southern, black crowd. That was sort of his persona that he adopted, that he embraced. Although I think he's from DC, if I'm not mistaken, maybe not. But his comedy was always so sharp and so quick-witted and on point. Like he really is. He is a goat. If you go look at some of his early stuff, his timing is perfect. He's great. So I've always been a fan. I've always known he's like way smarter than I'll ever be. But lately it's like he's either reached a certain age or like he said on Rogan's show, he kind of was like, hey, look, I know the people who want to kill me, and I'm out in all you motherfuckers. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. Because if you do it now, then everyone knows why you did it, and they're going to come after you. It ain't on me anymore. And so, like, dude, I mean, that's big balls from a really little man. That's big balls. And I just, I respect the shit out of that. But he's fucking out there, dude. He's wild. But the dude, I mean, he was reading 60 books a week. 60. And he said that was minimum.
Yeah, I think he said he would take home, it would take him about an hour or two to get through a 250 or 300 page book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was just plowing through anything he could get his hands on at the library.
I mean, at my best, I was reading a book a week.
Right.
And he's doing 60 a week. I mean, a guy's going to know a thing or two after you read that many books. And he was mostly focused on either the classics or nonfiction. Yeah. Like it was all factual stuff. So he was, I mean, yeah, smart guy, brilliant guy.
And I like that he admitted that, there were some books where he had to go back and he had to read it a couple of times because while he liked it, he needed to understand it more. And the nuances. Yeah. I didn't expect, I haven't followed his career very much, and I've seen only a couple of his comedy specials. Smart, funny, but I don't go out and watch a lot of comedy specials either though. Right. So it's not like my thing. But after watching both of those interviews, the one with Shannon Sharp and then the one with Rogan this week, and I knocked them both out yesterday in one day, hell of a long day. I'm just going to put it that way.
Yeah.
But fascinating, tiring, absolutely tiring. Because you went from the Shannon Sharp where he's defending himself, not really defending himself. No, I think he's going on offense against the kings, the so-called kings of comedy.
Yep.
and kind of taken up the mantle for Bernie Mac, since Bernie Mac kind of got burned down by those fucks.
Yes.
And those none of those. And so, I'm sorry, Steve Harvey's not funny. He's not. He's
Well,
a
fuck
he's a
him.
fucking
No.
hack.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
So that was fascinating to watch. But then you turn around and then he's talking about with Rogan, which, okay, you go on Rogan and you know it's going to get deep. It's probably going to get a little bit crazy, and they're going to use the term pot talk a couple of times. But that conversation was complete. It was a complete 180 from what was going on with Shannon Sharp. He didn't even care about that stuff. It came up occasionally that the government's doing this. There's an agenda. Stuff's rigged. I mean, that's what was implied. But they really got into history and the Anunnaki and stuff like that. It was just, like you said, wild was the understatement.
Yeah, and even like I really appreciated Cat Williams' statement of like, hey, you have all these ancient cultures, and if you boil down all of their philosophies and their histories, they're all telling the same fucking story. And when someone tells a lie, that doesn't get passed on from generation to generation. That's like, oh, that guy was a fucking asshole. We're not telling his story. But when you're telling the truth, and it feeds to the soul of who your people are, you keep that story going. And so the fact that we have all of these commonalities in, it doesn't matter if you're talking about the Hopi Native Americans or the fucking, Inuit people up in Alaska. They're all telling the same stories. And most of them have to do with, beings from space coming down and giving us knowledge so that we stop using sticks and stones. So I like that he made that point too. Is like, hey, nobody's refuting any of those stories. You can say that they were myths or legends or whatever, but they're all telling the same story. So like, what are we saying here? We're saying they were all liars? No.
Yeah. I seriously watch those videos.
Yeah. Yeah. They're great. They're great.
If it doesn't make you want to start researching stuff, I don't know what will. It's really good.
Yep.
All right. Hefe, while we've got you here, and Fitz, I want to address something that Elon Musk posted this week. We're all kind of car freaks in our own way.
I gotta order my food.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Let them know that they're live on a show.
Okay. All right. Can I get a number one with no pickle and lemonade as a drink?
And 7 milkshakes.
What do you need, Fitz?
7 milkshakes.
Okay. And another number one, no pickle with a Sprite, just medium size.
Extra fry sauce.
And you guys have fry sauce? Nothing. And I'll get
A side of mayo.
what nuggets do you have?
We have an 8 or 12 count.
All right, I'll take 2 12 counts.
12?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a
How
large.
big are their
lemonade with that.
pickles?
And
They have big pickles?
Just the nuggets.
Just the nuggets, yeah.
Okay.
Nuggets and pickles.
That's it.
So it's
How
the
big are the
Chick-fil-A
nuggets?
medium fry medium lemonade. Another
Bigger than the pickles.
medium fry medium. Right. 2 12 count nugget entrees and a large lemonade.
12
Yeah.
pounds of nuggets?
Yeah, I gotta get a bunch
Jesus.
of Chick-fil-A sauce.
5 of those fine.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be $41.82 at the window. Do you need a drink carrier today?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Dude,
Oh, I do have to order.
way to
That was
keep it under
fantastic.
$50, man. Yeah, way to keep it under $50. With inflation, that's remarkable.
That was
Feeding
solid.
me two girls, and we're paying that much for that shit.
God damn.
Anyway, what was the question?
Well, I actually have questions. You're at Chick-fil-A, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's I do like Chick-fil-A, even though apparently they don't like gay people.
Well, and they put cocaine in their batter.
They put
That's why
cocaine
you
in
like
their
it.
batter? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's alleged.
Alleged.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want a lawsuit. That's alleged. I'm not saying that's a fact. that's alleged.
The Chick-fil-A mafia is going to come out.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, you know who that is? That's Stephen King and P. Diddy.
Oh shit.
All right. Elon Musk. Tonight we radically increased the design goals for the new Tesla Roadster. There will never be another car like this, if you could even call it a car. So it's going to be a collaboration between Tesla and SpaceX. The production design complete and unveil by end of year, aiming to ship next year. I think it has a shot at being the most mind-blowing product demo of all time.
It's gonna fly. You know it's gonna fly.
Yeah.
It's gonna fly, and it's I mean, it's gonna have mind-blowing acceleration because it's electric. So of course it's gonna already blow away everything that's already out there. But it's gonna fly. It has to.
That's where my head went to, and some kind of a jet booster on it or something. Something that's like, it's going to be electric, but it's going to separate itself from having to be on the ground at all. I mean, it's got that. He's just going to completely take that friction out. I think it's going to have to be something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you already do what's that famous racetrack? Not Le Mans, but Nuremberg. It already the plaid Tesla already shattered every record ever on Nuremberg, and it was a completely unmodified car. Like they just bought it from the factory and took it out on Nuremberg, and it smashed every record by like 10 to 15%, which is just ridiculous. You're talking about fast fucking cars, and it beat them all. So he's got to outdo that, right? I mean, it can't just be another Tesla. This thing, and I love that it's called the Roadster, and then it's gonna fly. Like I mean, that would be amazing.
Pick with the lemonade, another one of those with Sprite, 2 12-count nuggets, and another large lemonade.
Yeah.
This is why we do the show, guys. This is inside Hefe's car.
This is real life. This is what this
Welcome
is.
to my.
And then he'll grab it for you in just a second.
Hey, listen to Whiskey Hell.
Yeah, Whiskey Hell podcast, everybody.
Whiskey Hell for life.
Put it on in the restaurant.
Well done, Hefe.
I don't see why they wouldn't want to do that.
Can I get a few more Chick-fil-A sauces?
Yeah.
And also, any hot women working there?
I think no. I have one.
Here, I'll say,
Thanks a lot.
Hefe needs a woman. A good woman.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So he even said that it's going to go 0 to 60 in what? It looks like 1 second, which is ridiculous. But if that's the least interesting part of it, it has to be something with flight.
It has to be, and I'm going to tell you that the 0 to 60, that's base. If it's less than a second, if it's under a second, you're talking about aircraft carrier launch speed, because they get aircraft going.
You would have to, right?
Yeah, they get them going about 160 knots to be able to take flight in a very short space. And so, yeah, the problem with that is your average American can't take that kind of G force. Like,
no,
I mean, they'll pass out. Like, okay, you want to race? Oh, you're dead now because you passed out and crashed into a light pole.
I don't see where you could ever drive that.
No.
I mean, I'll find a place, but it's not going to be legal, and most people are going to. I mean, I'll be arrested for sure, but I'd do it.
I'm going to say it doesn't have windows. You're finally going to see a car without windows.
Oh, just all video screens?
Yep, I will hang my hat on that.
I mean, he made the fucking Cybertruck completely bulletproof, so yeah, why not?
Why not?
Fuck it. Why not? I mean, the guy, like I said before, he is exactly the kind of guy you want to be the richest man on the planet.
Yeah.
Because he just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, let's try this. Let's do it. I love it. It's fucking wild.
And don't fail. That's all you got to do. Don't fuck it up.
Right. Yeah.
You seem like you said, the perfect guy to, I mean, just push the limits. Money's no object. Like, he's gonna invent the coolest shit, and it's just gonna keep coming out.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking exciting.
Yeah, it is. And he is a genius, like a certifiable. I mean, he has that superpower of being a super genius. I mean, he's basically Tony Stark, but without the flair.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, he's got the money. And so, yeah, it's just going to keep rolling out. Like, you have a boyhood dream, he's going to make it come true. And by the way, this is like a subtext. Neuralink is in a person, and
Yeah.
it is fully online. It is working, and that person right now, they're able to control a cursor on a tablet just with their mind.
Can you imagine
that is-
driving a car
Dude.
and you're just thinking about where you want to go and everything?
Well, do you remember when I first bought my car? And I mean, one of the things I loved about my car was just, the amount of torque, the horsepower. So like, I think I want to be up there in that lane, and I think it, and the car does it. But we're actually talking about that being a reality now.
Yeah.
You are Neuralinked to the fucking Roadster, and you're like, I want to be at 10,000 feet right now. And it's all, and you're off. Like, you're at 10,000 feet. Thank you. I mean, this is some like wild sci-fi shit that I for sure 90% of the human race is not ready for sure.
No.
I'm not sure I'm ready for it.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of talk about how, aliens donate or crash, right? Their vehicles or whatever. Do you think somebody's given him stuff to reverse engineer?
There's rumors out there about that, because I mean, even on the Rogan show, his last appearance on Rogan, he's like, how do you come up with this shit? And Elon completely changed the subject. Like, didn't even, and he's on the spectrum, so it's like really hard for him to lie. So he just omitted the question. He just was like,
Right.
I'm going to go over here now. So
Yep.
There are definitely rumors that he's getting some reverse engineered shit, or some stuff that he gets to reverse engineer and then put it into production. But you still have to put it in production. I mean, I'm not
Oh yeah.
taking away from his genius. You know what I mean? Like, but
Right.
yeah, there are rumors.
It'll be very interesting to see. I'm ready for a new kind of vehicle. I think that would be rad. The fucking Cybertruck, it's actually grown on me. I
Yeah,
hate that
me
I
too.
even think like that, but it's
Me
actually
too.
grown on me. I'm
I
ready
know.
for something that's a little bit more teeth. Hefe, what do you drive every day? You're putting on thousands of miles a day almost. What do you want in a vehicle?
I'm good with my Corolla.
just do my Corolla. I'm good. I'm done.
That's great.
No, this is just I don't know. I can't wrap my head around flying cars and shit like that. It's just, we all saw Back to the Future,
Right.
and that it was a joke back then.
Yeah.
And now it's actually, I can't wait to see what this car is that he's bringing out. But I don't know. I mean, the driverless thing sounds. I could go with that. I could get with that. Where I just kind of kick back and let my car drive. But no, I'm good. I'm good just driving around. I don't mind it at all.
I mean,
Cool.
there are times when I feel like, a nap would be nice. Like today when I was coming home from work, like I worked a full Saturday. I'm fucking tired. It would have been really nice to just, like kick back and let the car drive me home. But the trip home would have been much less eventful, because in order to stay awake, I was like, well, fuck it. Let's just see how fast I can get home. So I was doing like 90, 95, 98, weaving in and out of cars. I mean, because everyone knows no cops are out on Saturdays, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
never.
a rule, right? Yeah, right. So, but I busted ass home, and I did not beat my record time. I've actually done it faster. So I'm gonna have to go out and try it again. But I mean, there's I guess my point is there's a lot of joy for me in driving. I love driving. We've talked about that on the show.
Yeah.
I love driving my car. The road conditions were really shitty today. We still had some sleet and snow coming down, and I was pushing it, but not like unsafe pushing it, but it was exciting. And I got home and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, let's have some sex, Like, who's ready? But if I had taken a nap all the way home, I would also be more refreshed right now. So it's 6 of one, half dozen the other, I guess. And yeah, drink, motherfuckers, because we're fucking over here.
Yeah, when I got full time with the casino back in the day, and I was graveyard, that was rough, man. Working 10 to 8 and then having to go drive from 8 to 5. That I could have used a nap while I was driving. Those were rough days. And I would doze off for a second and wake up, and then of course, my body's like, okay, and then 2 seconds later I'm dozing again because that doesn't fucking wake you up.
Yeah.
But I'm back here at the house. I'm gonna feed my girls. I'll try to jump back on with you guys in a little bit.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, see ya.
All right, later.
All right, brother, later.
All right, beer. I think we're ready for beer 2. How did beer 1 finish for you?
Wet, delicious, juicy.
Sultry.
Yeah, I mean, all the good words that describe like the best sex you ever had. Thick, fucking, just I'm buzzed, but like in all the best ways. I got the tingles in my sack. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. Yeah, no, it's just such a good beer. I'm every time I have a revision, I become a bigger fan of theirs. They really are fucking solid. So, how about you? How'd that beer wind up for you?
Good. Very consistent all the way through. No changes. Still is dry. I think it was still more porter-like for me rather than imperial stout, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Good. Excellent.
All right. Well, let's get after beer 2. We'll be back in a minute.
Let's do it.
All right. We have a hell of a turnout in chat, Fitz. This is like huge.
We do indeed. It kind of feels like everyone's here. Like everyone who's anyone is here. Just
about. I'm really impressed. We've got Beer to Liberty is now with us. Aaron is here from I Had to Say It Pod. Calliope, L, Tabby and Mike from Gray's Tap Room. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. This is
Buttercup's here too. Buttercup.
Oh, I don't know how I missed Buttercup. I'm sorry, Buttercup. What's up, Buttercup? Whoa. No, that's Pussycat.
No, my little Buttercup.
That's what it
has
is.
The sweetest smile.
That's what it is.
For any of you who have not seen Three Amigos, first of all, what have you been doing with your life? And second of all, go watch it tonight.
All right. Beer 2. I've got a brewery beer, Fitz.
Oh, the brewery?
The brewery, yes. Bruery.
Yes.
So I've never had this one before. I don't even know what year this one is from. It's funny. The lady who is checking me out by ringing up the beer, not checking me out.
I was gonna say she was eye fucking you?
No. I mean, she might have been.
I got eye fucked the other day, and it was like a 65-year-old gay guy, and he fucking like literally eye fucked me, and then was like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hi." I mean. I took it as like the highest compliment because gay guys are pretty picky, but still I was like, whoa, like that. I can still pull a 65-year-old gay man. Like, watch out. Anyway, sorry. I meant to mention that earlier because it was fucking awesome. But anyway, go ahead.
I mean, being able to have at least the potential to switch hit is pretty awesome. So that's
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah, I'm never gonna go. I mean, there will be no drought in Fitz's life. I will find a way to get wet, or get someone else wet, or what. Anyway, what's your beer, dude? Yeah. Jesus, what's wrong with me?
My beer is All the Cows. This is bourbon barrel aged imperial milk stout with milk, sugar, and Madagascar vanilla beans. It's a typical brewery beer.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about this that's funny is I don't know what year this is from. Tip your taste buds with this bourbon barrel-aged milk stout, so rich and creamy we had to use all the cows. We started with a big, rich imperial milk stout, aged it in bourbon barrels with Madagascar vanilla beans until it was utterly delicious. It's from 2022.
Oh. Hey.
Now, this particular store that I went, I put this is some of the things that if you guys are listening, join the Patreon. You guys are going to get extra content. We just throw it into the chat, onto the Patreon site, all that kind of stuff. But I put into the chat today that I had never been into this beer cave. Okay. Now, this particular liquor store had a really big beer selection, and I had never gone into the actual beer cave. I didn't even realize it was there. Okay. Well, I saw a sign. I'm like, this looks kind of weird. So I walk in and I posted the video to our chat. Fitz, there are beers in there that had dust on them.
Oh. Okay. Next time I'm in the valley, we're going there.
Yeah. We're good. We need to get tetanus shots before we go there because this place was fucking heinous. But the beer selection was fucking sick. So go back and look in the chat, in the insiders chat, and look at the video that I dropped. Yeah. It was fucking crazy. So yeah, this is a 2-year-old beer.
Hey, and you're assuming I don't want tetanus.
Well, no, point taken.
Okay.
Point taken.
I just want to be upfront. Like, you're making some assumptions here.
I should probably be careful. I apologize.
Easy, man. Come on. But we're definitely going there. That place looked amazing.
Yeah, it was fucking sick. And if you walk in, you're like, oh, this. You've got bongs, booze, stuff to smoke.
Was there any switchblades?
Yes. I think they had swords and
nice.
You know, it was. We'll go.
Yes, it's my kind of place.
All right, I'm gonna try this thing. Oh shit. It's a barrel-aged chocolate shake.
Okay. All right. Which I would expect from the brewery. I mean, that's just what they do.
They're crazy good.
I think they are crazy good. I think they probably barrel-age their children. I mean,
yeah,
that's just all they do over there.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That is really good stuff. I might try to have sex with this. I don't know.
Yes, do it.
All right, what do you have over there? Wow.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm sort of sticking with in my wheelhouse, but I'm definitely going polar opposite of the last beer I just had. This is well, the name of the brewery is Sullivan's. From what I'm seeing, they basically do like a beer, like one beer, and it's this Black Marble Stout. They are from the reason I bought the beer. Okay, let me start over. This is an Irish stout. They are from Kilkenny, which was one of my favorite stops when I was in Ireland. I loved Kilkenny. Fucking the most amazingly friendly people. The town is built around And I'm please just stick with me here. I'm not trying to be a pervert, but this is going to sound a little pervy. The town is built around all the Catholic schools that are there. And we were driving through in our rental car on the wrong side of the road, or the right side, depending on your point of view. Right at lunchtime. Right at lunchtime. So you had every color of Catholic schoolgirl skirt and top and pigtails and these were high schools. Okay, so I'm not like totally pervy, but it was such an Irish like only the Irish could just do this that beautiful. They were,
Right.
just amazing.
Storybook type stuff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And then we stopped at this amazing pub and had a great beer. It was not this beer, I don't think. But it was an Irish stout, and it just was a really good day. So I saw this beer, and I'm like, oh, that's from Kilkenny. And so this brewery was established, wait for it, in 1702.
Whoa.
So this brewery was, before we were even a country, this brewery was established and up and running. So this is very much an old world stout. This is how they've been doing it for literally hundreds of years. And I just thought it would be a really nice, like I just had a revision, which is kind of like, the modern day version of like the pinnacle of what brewers can do.
Right.
The flavors they can add into a stout and what they can do with the ABV and all that. And then here comes this bad boy, clocking in at 5%. And just a beautiful, beautiful bottle, beautiful, artwork on there, just black and gold with a little bit of cream color in there.
Yeah.
And,
It's regal.
I just, yeah, right. It's sophisticated, which, most of the beers we have are not. So I just thought that's
That's
how
a good way to put it. All right.
Yeah. I just thought that's how I would bring it home. Oh, look, they do two other beers too. A golden and a red. Cool. All right, I'm gonna taste this stout. This is I am looking forward to this.
They legit only do 3 beers. That's awesome. You guys can go to Sullivan's-store.com. All right, walk us through it.
Okay, earthy. Really, just everybody knows Guinness. That's exactly how this poured. Black, but with that cream colored head. Nice and thick head. Really nice balance between the malt and the hops there. Very burnt malt, but then the hops come in to sort of balance that in a sweet way. Like the hops are more on the sweet side. And so you get a really nice combination of earthy, but not like it's crushable. Like you could just sip this out by the pool and have a really, really nice day. Very, very nice. Wow, nice beer. Definitely not a Guinness. Like, don't go in expecting a Guinness. You're going to be disappointed. This is much more in your face. The maltiness, the burnt malt, really hits you up front.
So it's a stout. It's not this.
It's a stout.
Not creamy like what a Guinness would be.
No, it's not creamy, and it's well balanced, but it's in your face. So yeah, no, great beer. Well done, Sullivan's. Wow.
That's fantastic. Some night, and this would have been if I'd thought about it. We should do stuff just from Europe.
Yeah, we should.
I think we could manage that, right?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Okay, let's try. Let's think about doing that. Well, in our hunting, while we're hunting, once we have 4 beers or 2 beers each that are going to work for a European beer night, we'll give it a run. I can get out here pretty consistently Polish, Russian stuff from the Eastern Bloc.
Yeah.
So
I
think
I don't know how fancy I could get, but I've scoped out this whole town. I know where I've got
You're
my
a pro. Yeah.
I got my guy. I got my guy. He can find me some shit. So yeah. That'd be fun. Let's do an all across the pond show.
Cool. All right.
And I didn't mean to sound pervy with the whole high school thing. It just it's one of those things. You're driving down this little tiny narrow, and I mean literally cobblestone streets that were probably paved by the fucking Romans. They're like maybe 600 years old, these streets, and the cathedrals are, and then all of a sudden just, you hear these church bells going off and the streets are just flooded with beautiful young people. And it wasn't just girls. I mean, it was just all of these people that are like starting out their lives. You know what I mean? Like they're just like the innocence of it all. It was just a beautiful scene. So
Not like here. You don't see anything like that here.
No, you do not. No, it was definitely, I guess that's what captured me about it, is it was so un-American.
Are you ready to move? I feel like I'm ready to move.
I've kind of been ready. You know that. I got the travel bug early, and I've never been able to shake it. I kind of have a not an affinity for, but I just like trying to learn new languages and new words. So like,
Sure.
I feel like if I went to a new country, fairly quickly I could assimilate. At least I'd be able to like have a passing knowledge of. I mean, 2 weeks in Costa Rica, and I was speaking Spanish. I mean, they all called me a fucking idiot gringo, but I was speaking it, and they could understand me. So, like, give me 2 years there, and I'm good.
I'm ready to go. I think I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be at some point in retirement.
Yeah.
Planning
Expat.
something like that. A trip a year. Figure out where I want to go. I mean, post-apocalyptic, of course, because I mean that's kind of where the direction we're going.
Agreed. Yeah.
So maybe actually won't have to wait until I'm retired. That could be like next year.
I was gonna say, give that till November, December.
Yeah. I just need to make sure somehow I get my 401k or
Yeah. I know that's the part where you're like, damn, I gave up, X amount of years of my life, and I don't have shit to show for it because my government is they're a bunch of fuckholes, and they spent all my money on a war that I don't give a shit about. Thank you, by the way, U.S. government. Speaking of which, don't we have a quick update on Russia and what's going on over there in Ukraine? Didn't we find some secret? I say that in quotes. Secret. CIA bases. Yeah.
With our biolabs that we talked about over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That nobody wanted to believe. Can you believe that we have CIA bases, Fitz?
You know what's funny about this shit, dude? Funny, not funny, is that basically if the legacy media is saying that this is a conspiracy theory, you can basically bank on the fact that it's fact then now. Yeah. I mean, it's
like
fact.
the inverse. It's like the inverse, Kramer. Yeah,
exactly.
It's going to be exactly the same.
It's bizarro. It's bizarro world.
But yeah, it came out in the New York Times. The New York Times. The thing that interested me the most is that the New York Times came out with this. So the narrative had to have shifted, right?
Yep.
Because if the story is going to go to the Times or any big mainstream media, you know that something's over, right? Ukraine is probably done. We just admitted that we have, these 12 spy centers that have been over there. We finally are coming out and we're saying, well, and I'm saying we're coming out and saying because it was allegedly leaked, right?
Yeah.
Because only whistleblowers that anybody takes seriously are the governmental whistleblowers that go to like the Times or the Wall Street Journal or the like, right? Because it's if you're a whistleblower anywhere else, you're disavowed. So now we have these 12 secret bases. Oh, and we staged the coup. We helped stage the actual coup that put Zelensky in power.
Yeah. Well, and the clown before him.
Why is this stuff hard for people to believe? I don't
know.
At some point, the veil has to come up, right? You have to say that, okay, yes, it's magic, but it's not real, right? It's all sleight of hand. This is all bullshit.
Right.
It's a fucking movie. It's all scripted. Yeah. At some people, everybody needs to stop fucking buying into this.
Yeah. I actually, just from a strategic point of view, I would have been more shocked if you would have said the U.S. didn't have any presence in Ukraine. No spy bases there. I mean, it's logical to put spy facilities in Ukraine because that's the like the cusp of the envelope of where the Cold War was. Like that was the front lines right there. Of course we had CIA bases there. Why wouldn't we? Be stupid not to. And so now this news story comes out and everyone's like, "Oh, what? Spy bases in Ukraine? What?" It's like, come on. Just stop. Think logically through it. Of course. Just like if you don't fucking believe Russia has spy bases in Mexico and Canada, you're a fucking moron. Of course
they're
do.
they're fucking everywhere.
That's the front lines.
That's our business.
Right.
That's what we do. That's what we hang our hat on. And the terrible thing is that countries are no longer putting up with this shit. And they're fucking done. So we had an elite commando force that was acting in Ukraine since it was by like 2016. We have spy bunkers. Ukraine was transformed into an intelligent gathering hub. So we brought in computer networks. We brought in computers for them to use. We trained them. We made sure that they had great personnel. It was all about just watching and collecting information and spying on Russia. And this isn't to say that we're by any, again, I would love our country to be the absolute greatest country in the world. I still think we should aspire to be such. But let's not, let's call a spade, right? We've used Ukraine as a sub-country, right? They're pretty much a state of the Union.
Right.
And we're using them and we're using NATO, and it's what we do.
Yeah. And I'm, a story like this comes out and it really separates the wheat from the chaff, in my opinion, because there's those of us who are like, well, of course. And then everyone else who gasps and clutches their chest, like, okay, like you're lost. You have no idea what's actually going on in the world. And so I appreciate this. And again, make no mistake. If this is the New York Times and it was, as McShane said, quote unquote, leaked, this is all being done on purpose. They did it on their time schedule, in their way. The verbiage was most likely written by the CIA. You have to understand the game that they're playing. This wasn't leaked by any insider.
No.
This was given to somebody at the New York Times and said,
Fucking
"Hey,
right, it was."
Yeah, you were CIA trained, so you know what to do with this information I'm giving you right now. You know how to write the article. Go." That's what this is, and it was done on their timeline, by their specs. That we're all being led by the nose, and so as long as you know that, that's the game they're playing. Well, then fine, great. Thanks for releasing this. I want to know the real shit behind all of it, but we won't find that out.
Yeah, that came out this weekend, and there's here's the other thing, right? You didn't see anything about this in MSNBC, CNN. I think Fox probably picked it up. Obviously, you didn't see it anywhere else. Maybe Wall Street Journal. You might have gotten a Bloomberg, like a blip on Bloomberg.
Right.
This didn't go anywhere else. So it came out, and it just fucking sat. And it made it pretty clear, I thought, in the article. You guys can go to, we're actually using the zerohedge.com article. Go to show notes and go ahead and look at it.
Yeah.
Because the times you're going to be paywalled. So, but this is a good summary. And it made it pretty clear that Trump, I thought, was trying to get away from this. And the two regimes prior to Trump were the ones that put this into play.
More and more, I listen, we all know my dislike for the man, for Trump. But more and more, I do see how he is a threat to the establishment. And I mean, you can go down the rabbit hole as far as you want to go. The cabal, the uniparty, all of that. But fine. Just call it what you want, go as deep as you want. But at the end of the day, I can see why he's a threat, because he's sort of like Elon Musk. Like, he's above the fray. He's like, look, I have my own funding, so I don't need the Koch brothers. I don't need corporate sponsors. I got my own shit, so fuck off. Like Elon Musk said, I don't. Can I make that more clear? Go fuck yourself. That's Trump. Only he's doing it politically. And so he was like, hey, this whole shit going on over there in Eastern Europe is not in America's best interest. Let's get out of there. Pull the fuck out. We don't want to get this bitch pregnant. And the powers that be are like, no, we need this pregnancy so we can abort it later. Sorry, that's a really bad analogy, but that's really where we're at right now, is they're trying to abort it. And we're all stuck, holding the mess. Oh, it just keeps getting worse. All right, I'm gonna move away from that and just say that I don't like anything about Trump other than the fact that he is a giant stick in their side. He's the fucking shiv in your backside that you can't quite reach. I gotta give it to him for that. He is fucking annoying, but he's also annoying to the people that I fucking hate. So there you have it.
Jacob Rothschild died this week.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. Let's not get into it too deep, but there was a weird, and I did not take the deep dive on this because I figured it was going to get me to a place that I didn't want to go, but there was a weird procession in London where they had the royal guard with two black horses and a white horse.
Yep.
And that is to signify the death of royalty. And they marched it down the street, and everyone was like, "Wait, who died? Did the prince die? Did the king die? And none of the royal family passed away." And then it was weird. A day later, they announced this asshole died.
Yep.
And I say asshole like with a capital fucking A. Like, this guy was.
He's one of the biggest.
Yeah, he's a Rothschild. I mean, enough said. Jekyll Island, the whole deal. So it was like, whoa, did they do that procession for him? And there's no other explanation why they did it.
There's not. It had to have been for him. They're not saying it, but they're saying it. And what also is interesting is that you can't find anybody in the royal family right now. They have all gone dark.
Underground.
Camilla left the country. Prince Charles, he's got cancer. He's out doing whatever. Prince William, he suddenly pulled out of what was the I've got a story here. Prince William pulls out of King Constantine's memorial. He left that, and allegedly it was because one of his kids had a tantrum. Right. And his wife, Kate Middleton, has been gone since December.
Yeah, and gone where?
Gone.
Yeah. And we don't. I mean, and she's like a influencer. Like, that's how she makes her. Yeah, weird. Really weird.
I'm glad you brought that up, though. When that Royal Guard came out, that said a hell of a lot.
Well, it was weird. These days I do a lot of my sort of death scrolling in the morning when I first wake up, because that's when I have time in my day.
Yeah.
And so I was blurry eyed, and I'm watching this procession. I'm like, why are people making such a big deal? It's two black horses and a white horse. Big fucking deal. Yeah. And then it was like, wait, that actually is significant. That's they haven't done it, and I mean, I think it was 70 some years.
Yeah, it was something like that.
No,
they might have done it for Princess Di. Did they do it for Princess Di or for Queen Elizabeth?
I know they did it for Queen Elizabeth, but before that, it might have been Princess Di. But either way, they only do it for significant things like that. And you're right, the royal family is not to be heard of or heard from. And I mean, what the fuck is going on? Weird.
You
Weird
don't
stuff, man.
typically see the elites hiding. Not like this.
Well, no, and then you have all the stocks being sold by, the Waltons, Walmart family.
Yeah.
They sold
Yeah.
most of their stock in their company. You got Jamie
In their
Dimon selling
own
all of
fucking
his stock.
company.
Yeah.
And Jamie Dimon, he hasn't. It's JP Morgan, right?
Right. No. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he sold $160 million worth of stock, and he's never sold before.
Never. Nope. Never. And he's been on record by saying, well, if you're going to put your money in the stock market, you have to ride the waves. Well, he's like, I'm done with the waves now. I'm out because I see what's coming. I mean, they always know. They knew before 9/11. They knew before the big bubble in 2008. They knew before COVID. They all sold their shit. I mean, if you follow the money, you'll be able to predict the future because they can.
Why is Bitcoin up right now?
So, okay, that's a weird juxtaposition right there, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
that was kind of the setup right there, isn't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so I mean, I'm not complaining because I'm in the black for the first time in like 3 years.
Feels pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel pretty fucking smart right now. And I'm up like, almost 20% from, and I was down like 50%. So yeah, it's huge. So I don't know what to make of that. Part of me feels like this is an artificial bubble that they're going to pop, just kind of like they're doing with the stock market. But the other part of me is like, crypto is supposed to be insulated from all that. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
You start doing the math, and I know it probably works out way better in my head. So for those playing along at home, Fitz and I, we dig a lot. We see stuff, we put it into the doc. We've got all this stuff that goes into our chat. And you guys who are in the Patreon, you guys saw how fucking polluted the chat gets when we're dumping story after story after story in there. There's a common thread that comes from this stuff. And when you start to look at it, you start to see monarchs dying randomly. It's a regime change when it comes to elites because now I want to say I can't remember the guy's name who's going to absorb the Rothschild fortune. I want to say it's like Kevin or something. It would be fucking Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin or
you've
Chad.
I think it's Chad.
It is something
Fucking
like
Chad.
that. Soros's kid is about to take over all of his money. I don't know. I'm leaning into a massive crash. I'm leaning into some really, really bad shit and a new dawning coming.
Agreed. And
that's what I'm leaning into now.
Same. And I mean, to that point, we've talked about it for a long time. They have to crash everything in order to bring in the CBDCs. Because if you say to the average American right now, who's yes, we're all hurting from inflation, but most of us are still staying afloat. Like we're still treading water. And some are doing even better than that. But if you ask the average American right now, hey, would you like to give up your cash and the dollars that are in your account now for this new crypto, this government-sponsored crypto? And most Americans, and I'm talking...
It's going to be cool like Bitcoin. It's going to be cool like Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin, how awesome it is right now.
And most people outside of, Seattle, San Francisco, LA, New York, Boston, DC are going to be like, what the fuck is a crypto? Like, no, thank you. I don't want it. And so, but if they pull the rug out, just like Nixon did, when he pulled the rug out and took us off the gold standard, because before Nixon, people were like, no, I would like to be able to cash in my paper money for real gold. And I'm not doing anything to change that. Well, then Nixon just did it anyway. And now here we are. We don't know any different. So they have to do a big rug pull, just like Nixon did. And again, we're looking at a 70s style recession right now. I mean, it's not just stagflation. Yeah,
no,
we're in it.
We're fucking in it.
Just people want to pretend it's not happening. Well, the government says it's not happening, right?
Yeah. Don't believe whatever Jean-Pierre is pumping out. She's full of shit.
Yeah, or what's his name? Fucking not Greenspan. Who's the
Powell?
leader of the? Thank you, Powell.
Powell of Jerome. Yeah.
Yeah, the Powell of Jerome. They're literally gaslighting us right now. So we all know the rug's already been pulled. We just haven't fallen yet. And I feel like they have to do that before they can bring in the CBDCs and like we won't have a choice. Like it's like, well, we're bringing these in for, security reasons. And if you want a loaf of bread, you have to buy it with the CBDC, which is linked to your phone, which is linked to your social media, which is linked to you better be a fucking good boy or your car won't start in the morning. I mean, wake up, guys. This is where we're going with all this.
It's been a very, very interesting week. You know what? And I enjoy weeks like this because they're slow to evolve. We didn't really know what it was going to be. You get all this stuff that's popping up, and then all of a sudden, that's how things look.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Beard brought this one up. We have to get to this because this is scary shit.
Agreed.
So thank you, Beard, for bringing this one up. Justice Minister defends House arrest power for people feared to commit a hate crime in the future. C63.
Wait. Read that again.
Justice Minister.
Yeah, everyone listen closely. What this says.
Justice Minister defends House arrest power for people feared to commit a hate crime in the future. They're going to actually commit a hate crime in the future, so they're going to put them under house arrest.
In the future. This is I mean, Hefe said it best in the chat. This is Minority Report shit.
It is Minority Report. Justice Minister Arif Virani, a very good Canadian name, has defended a new power in the online harms bill to impose house arrest on someone who is feared to commit a hate crime in the future, even if they've not yet done so. The person can be made to wear an electronic tag if the Attorney General requests it, or ordered by a judge to remain at home, the bill says. So if you are talking, maybe let's say you don't like, you're totally against trans rights, you completely hate them, or you completely hate Jews or blacks or whatever racist, whatever you want to do, right? It's a potluck. If you meet whatever threshold it is that they put in, and they fear you, they can go and apply this, and then you can go ahead and be basically jailed at home. That's in Canada.
It's terrifying shit, and I mean, I know this might come as a shock to everyone, but when we used to play sports, I was a bit mouthy. I know. You're surprised, but
crazy talk.
I ran my mouth. And so, you get across the line from some dude that either just smoked you or feels like he got the better of you on the last play. And I would walk up and be like, dude, I'm going to fuck your mom so fucking hard with this play. He can turn around and be like, hey, he's threatening rape on my mother, who happens to be a minority or who's trans or whatever. And I'm on house arrest. Are you fucking kidding me? Or we play the game and then I go online and talk shit after the game because, we talk shit. And now even talking shit or even having thoughts about what I would like to do. Cause part of male aggression is, and I would say this for 95% of males out there, part of male aggression is just talking about it, barking. Bark, 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 bark. But most of them don't want to do anything about it. Don't want to actually act on that. The ones that actually act on that are either fucking psycho and they're in prison, or they're in an MMA gym right now. Or they're in my martial arts club, 3 times a week. But we get out that aggression. But most people are just barking. So now I can be arrested for barking? For just saying some shit that I got to blow off some steam and fuck your mom? Or, whatever slur you want to put in there. I'm not going to say it on air because, but I've said some bad shit. And and I wasn't arrested for it because it was just words. They're just words. This is really scary. Very scary.
The bill would allow people to file complaints to the Canadian Human Rights Commission. Okay, so who's going to be voted into this commission?
Yeah,
who's appointed into the commission over what they perceive as hate speech, including, for example, off-color jokes by comedians.
There you go.
Can you imagine?
The war on comedy.
No comedian is going to go to Canada. Nobody.
Right. No, and every great Canadian comedian, wow, that's a weird word to say, but every great comedian that has come from Canada, they're all going to flee. I mean, you think about the greats, Norm Macdonald, Dana Carvey.
People found guilty of posting hate speech could have to pay victims up to $20,000 in compensation.
We have a Hefe sighting, by the way. Hefe, have you been listening into this ridiculousness?
No, I just now when I came back on, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, that is some bullshit.
Stupid.
We'll never our show will not air in Canada, and we don't hate anybody. We're just assholes.
Yep.
And we call it like we see it, and you can't. There's no way we'll be able to. Here's a good list. Tabby's in chat. Ryan Reynolds, Jim Carrey, Mike Myers, Tom Green, Martin Short, Leslie Nielsen. Mike Myers, he's done.
Just to name a few. It's absurd. I mean, Canada has gone full on communist at this point.
Yeah, they completely are.
They're full on communist, and I mean, fight me if you think that if you want to say that they're not.
There's no doubt
they are. Yeah, and I mean, where do you? Okay, you're born and bred in Ottawa. Your family's been there for 6 generations, and now what? You're gonna leave your family homestead, your family home, where all of your roots are, just because your government's a piece of shit and they're gonna jail you because you don't like some stuff they're doing or you don't like your neighbor? Holy Christ. Unbelievable.
People have gone soft.
Well, they've completely sold out. And I don't see how this is a good thing. I can't see how anywhere, even if I'm trying to look at it from a very liberal, sheepish. See, there's my first mispronunciation of the night. You guys should drink for that.
Drink.
There's nothing good that comes from this. There isn't. I'm underground comedy clubs. That's what I'm envisioning now.
Yeah, right. Speakeasies, but it's for comedy.
That's wild.
Dude,
it's fucking disturbing.
Beard,
thank you for sending this. God damn.
Yeah. This is a good one. And I mean, I have nothing. You know what's fucked up? Here's I'll just say it, how I'm feeling it. Like, I have nothing but love for the Canadian people, but your government can like literally jump in a fucking pool of lava.
I mean, you guys need to knock this shit off.
Yeah. Do better in your next elections if you can. And I say that as an American, and I'm not sure we can do better because we're talking about Trump versus Biden. Jesus.
Hey guys, my little one's looking for me, so I got to get back inside.
All right, man.
I didn't get a chance earlier. I wanted to wish my best friend in the whole world a happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Right, I mean, right back at you with the best friend thing. You're my brother, dude. You're the brother I wasn't born with, but I found, and you just mean the world to me. Both you guys do, but thanks for that. You know what? Next year's 50. We got to do something big for 50.
Oh yeah,
50 we're gonna do something stupid for 50.
Oh yeah, I mean, the world's gonna know our names after that because we're gonna make front pages somewhere.
Yes.
We got to go like all out, like party with P. Diddy or something crazy like that.
We totally should. We totally should. $50 million blowjobs. That's what's going to happen.
P. Diddy, Ghislaine Maxwell, and a Rothschild.
Yes.
That's my 50th. I love it.
Hey,
I love it.
FA, Cuba Gooding Jr. offers you $50 million to go down on him. Would you do it?
50 million?
Yeah.
50 million.
Damn's a lot of money, but I don't think I could. Well,
but it's Cuba Gooding Jr., right? You got to have standards.
Yeah. Yeah. I get the way to put it.
You can do better than that. I believe in you.
Oh, shit.
But man, that 50 will go a long way. Tell you what, that'd get me out of a couple of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It would get me into a couple more. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Say hi to the kids.
I will do. All right. See you guys later.
All right, later.
All right. Enjoy your night off.
Thanks.
You know, it's funny. You talk about a sum of money like $50 million, and you know, there was a study done, and this was like, I want to say 05, 06. They asked 500 multimillionaires and billionaires if they felt like they were financially secure. And 100% of them, all of them answered no. So then the follow-up question was, how much more money do you think you need to feel, you know, whole, to feel financially secure, that you're okay? And every one of them said 20 to 30% more than what they already had. So I'm here to tell you guys, life ain't about how much you got, because you're always going to want more.
Yeah.
Life is about taking care of what's inside of you and being okay with having nothing or having everything.
Yeah.
And then you can move through the world and you're a fucking, everything is water off a duck's back. But if you're constantly searching for that more, if you're going to suck dick for $50 million, well, have fun, because you're then going to have to suck dick for the next 100 million. And then what? Like, you're constantly going to be searching for that next thing. So, you know, search
It's
inward.
not going to fill the hole. It doesn't fill the hole.
No.
Money does not fill the hole.
I think what I'm trying to say is, like, suck your own dick. You know what I mean? Like,
remove some ribs, get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Self-love.
Make yourself happy. Yeah. Make yourself happy. Jesus.
So our show titles tonight are self-love, suck your own dick, or be your own superhero.
They're all good candidates, man. I love that we don't know. So for any of you who are new listeners, we have no idea what we're going to name the show.
Yeah.
One of us says something ridiculous or profound or just something that sticks, and that's what we use on the show. So really, we won't know what the show's going to be named until tomorrow when McShane does the edits. That's when we find out what the show is.
Yep.
Yeah.
We will see. Terrible transition. Could not have planned this any worse, but we have to get to this fucking bullshit. So Edmond, Oklahoma. Deer Creek School District released a statement Friday afternoon after a video was sent to Fox 25 that showed students licking toes during an event for the school's wonderful week of fundraising. It was surprising, an anonymous student told Fox 25. I didn't think they were going to do all that. I was just shocked. I didn't really have like a feeling. I was kind of disgusted and then kind of glad I wasn't over there. One of the actual fundraisers that this school did depicts students licking peanut butter off of adults' feet. Now, I don't know who thought this was a good idea.
Jesus Christ.
But these kids, and they made over $152,000 this week for this one coffee shop.
Event at Deer Creek High School.
Fox 25's David Chazanoff has reaction from the district and its parents tonight. David, what are you hearing?
Adam Wendy, a parent whose child attended the event, calls it deeply disturbing and we do want to warn you the video you're about to see may be graphic to some viewers. This video shows Deer Creek High School students licking toes at a fundraising event Thursday. We have blurred their faces to hide their identity.
It was surprising. I didn't think they were gonna do all that. I was just shocked. I didn't really have like a feeling. I was like kind of disgusted, but then like kind of glad I wasn't over there. He is devouring them. Whatever she told me yesterday that was happening, I had to ask her like, wait, what? They're licking peanut butter off of toes. What?
The Deer Creek School District confirmed the video with Fox 25, saying the students volunteered in challenges to help raise money during their philanthropy week.
I am all for fundraising and all for really fun and silly things, but that right there just seemed a little excessive.
Oh my! Deer Creek Schools says every student who participated signed up for the games they played ahead of time, and that no faculty or staff were involved during the assembly. They note that the fundraising week helped raise more than $152,000.
It's really great that they raised a lot of money. I feel like maybe they could have done a little bit more accountability and ownership in that statement for, hey, maybe we didn't fully think this thing through here.
And we asked the district if students signed permission slips to do these activities, but we did not hear back. Reporting live in Deer Creek, David Chazanoff, Fox 25 News.
David, thank you. Now, Superintendent Ryan Walters reacted to the video tonight. He posted on social media saying, quote, "This is disgusting. We are cleaning up this filth in Oklahoma schools. Our agency is investigating." The superintendent also responded to a post by Ted Cruz, which reads, "This is child abuse." Superintendent Walters says he completely agrees and, quote, "We are stopping this in Oklahoma."
It's worse than child abuse. It's child abuse, and you pimped them out to make $152,000 for a special needs coffee shop.
I don't care if you made $200 trillion and you solved world hunger. It's still not okay.
There's There's absolutely nothing good about this. Anybody who has a fucking conscience should not. Everybody involved with this needs to be fucking fired. Fired. Yeah. Those kids need fucking therapy at this point. I'd pull my kids out of the fucking school district. I would fucking leave Oklahoma at this point. This is one of the worst things I have ever fucking seen. And we see some repeated bullshit. Shit that shouldn't be going on. We've seen trafficking. This is just blatant. This is the kind of stuff it's right fucking there. Yeah. This is mainstreamed whoring out of kids.
Yeah, and I like that they keep bringing up the fact that, well, the students signed permission slips.
What the fuck is that?
So you premeditated this? Like,
you knew this was going to happen, and you're apparently okay with it. And hey, we're going to have the kids sign it, not the parents. We're going to have the kids sign the fucking permission slip. Yeah. Hey, are you okay with volunteering for this?
Yeah, it's okay because they volunteered. Exactly. They volunteered, man. We didn't make them do it. They volunteered.
They should sue. They should stop. Pull your kids out of homeschool. Don't fucking let your kids go any place but at home. You can't. These are the people that are going to be taking care of your kids. Somebody thinks this is fucking okay.
Yeah, I mean, truancy laws at this point should be just like a mild suggestion. It shouldn't even be a law, because if you're telling me my kid has to be in public school or I have to homeschool them, like that's not even a choice for me right now. If I had kids right now, I would 100% be homeschooling them. I would find a way to make that happen. Listen, I grew up in public school. I am
Same here.
The person I am, with all my flaws and all my strengths. I am that person because of public school.
Yes.
But right now, public school is not a healthy place to have your kids. And I know that's a broad brushstroke. There are some healthy school districts out there, but the stories we hear, the stories we search out and we find, on the whole, public school is not doing your kids any good right now. And it's fucking it's scary.
And this is coming from two individuals, which I'm safe in saying, as I wanted to be a teacher and decided, nope, I don't want to be any part of this fucking shit show. And you still work with kids daily.
Yep.
No.
And it's a shit show.
Things aren't okay. The kids are not okay. Keep your kid at home.
So at some point, and it's not going to be tonight. At some point, we need to talk about the new public mandate. It's a state passed law. It's a mandate for all schools from pre-K, which is ages 3, all the way through high school. And when I say state level, Oregon has adopted this law, California, Washington, New York State, Massachusetts, Virginia. You know the classic offenders,
right?
The blue states basically have all adopted this exact same law, and it basically says that you cannot send a kid home early because of their behavior, and B, you cannot expel them from your school because of their behavior.
Maximize their ability to be indoctrinated.
Yeah. Well, and because, most of the kids that get expelled are, they are kids of
free
color.
thinkers.
They
Oh yeah.
No, they're kids of color. And so it's racist to dismiss a kid, so now we can't dismiss anybody. So we are literally going to have families fleeing, preschools all the way up through public schools, because if there's a violent child in that class and you can't expel them, then now I'm not keeping my kid in that fucking class. Fuck you. No. So anyway, I don't want to get into it too much tonight, but that is coming down the pike for us here in Oregon. It is a mandate as of 2026, school year 2026.
So you have 2 years to leave Oregon.
Yeah. Well, and Washington, it's 2025, and I believe California is 2026 as well. So it's coming, people.
Is the Pacific Coast stupid?
Well, it's a coast, so it draws liberals because they want. Well, that gets into the whole philosophy of liberalism. We don't have to go there, but that's where we're at. That's what's coming in public school, and my program falls under that, and I mean, I don't know what we would do. I don't know what we're going to do.
When did parental accountability lapse to the point that other children are in danger as parents are unable to parent? Yeah.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I think right about the time everybody got a fucking participation trophy.
That
just
certainly helped.
Showing up. Yeah. I mean, competition went out the door. So why would I excel at anything? That started it. And now we're here at this. And COVID, and I mean, all these things contributed to it. Fuck me. Anyway, what's the next story? Let's move on. That's depressing.
Rapid fire. University of Florida has fired all employees related to DEI.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've been saying this too.
Take it.
Like when the pendulum swings back, the response is going to be violent. And I don't mean like baseball bats to the head violent. I mean, like, DEI, if you even utter those 3 initials, you're going to be going to jail. Like that kind of, like the backlash is going to be crazy. Like we saw it with Bud Light. We saw it with Target. Like these businesses, you can fuck around. People are going to vote with their dollars, man. You're done. And so I kind of commend University of Florida on that one.
Well, the Defense Counterintelligence Agency and Security Agency is a little behind because their gender orientation spectrum includes the gender unicorn, Fitz.
Yeah.
The government's slow to move. They haven't caught up to DEI is dead yet. So if you have the opportunity, embrace the gender unicorn. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's so much. It's so great. I think it's fantastic. I'm a big fan of gender unicorns. That's all I got from that.
Hey, do you think when unicorns have sex, they every once in a while use their horn to penetrate?
Oh, I would. Fucking kidding me? Absolutely.
Right. I mean, imagine
it's
having
also
like,
it's ribbed for her pleasure.
that's what I'm saying, right? Like, imagine having your dick and you're doing your thing, but it's just not quite getting her off, and you're like, wait, that was stage 1.
Let me
I got
give
stage
you
2.
head.
Yeah, I got stage 2 right here. Yeah, exactly. Let me start with the fellatio.
Let me give
I'm
you
gonna
some
finish
horn.
you off with the real horn. Yeah. That's what I think about the gender unicorn. Like, you can fuck 2 girls at once. God. I'm sorry. What's the next one here? Hey,
Mitch McConnell quit, or he is quitting.
Dude, the Babylon Bee fucking nailed this one. They said the sea turtle, or Mitch McConnell is returning to the sea, and it was just like a picture of him as a sea turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it was I literally LOL'd on that one.
It was outstanding. I
mean, it's what's funny is, like, this is a news story when in reality that guy should have been gone 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't know his asshole from his lips, but he's still in power. And then it's like this big announcement. He's leaving in November, which coincidentally, I feel like he's jumping ship before he knows the fucking mandate's going to come down. He's going to get axed. So he's quitting before he gets fired.
This does coincide with a whole bunch of other representatives and
Yeah.
senators who have just like up and left, right? So that's one thing.
Yep.
But did you see how this kind of happened? Suddenly, Mitch McConnell's sister-in-law, Angela, who died last month very quietly in a car accident, and her car ran into a pond.
Yep.
And now it's being treated as that it's not just an accident; it's actually a criminal investigation.
Yep.
I don't believe in coincidences.
No. I no, of course not. I don't either. I mean, you got all of these people. The list is long and distinguished. Probably the most famous is Anne Heche. Very few people know that right before she died in her car accident, she was going to out some people that she said were having people in Hollywood that were having sex with children. That was her Instagram post. I believe it was Instagram. It might have been. Yeah, I think it was Instagram. And then what do you know? Her car goes out of control. And there is this list of people. And listen, folks, if you think that your car, if it was made after the year, I think it's 1995, doesn't have a computer chip controlling all of its functions, then again,
it's basically
you
a
need to
black
wake the fuck
box,
up.
right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's basically
exactly.
it's got a black box in it. So,
Yep. So if you,
but she was a CEO of a shipping company called Foremost Group, and she was his sister-in-law. There's going to be connections there. There's going to be connections there. And his stepping down, I guarantee you, is the first part of him making amends.
Yep.
There's going to be a connection.
Some sort of transition to another, like, power is shifting hands here. The power never goes away. It just shifts.
So very interesting. Congratulations on Kentucky. I hope you guys can find somebody else to fill his weak ass shoes, and somebody who doesn't just fucking short circuit when he's being asked questions. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Is there anything left on the list that you really want to get to?
Yeah, can we talk about the deep sea, off the coast of
Chile.
off the coast of Chile? Yeah.
Yeah,
they did it. Yeah, go ahead.
This is cool shit. Go for it.
No, I mean, so this is like in the realm of science. This is kind of where, like, they are actually doing some cool shit out there, and funding is going to the right things, because they did this deep sea, it was a drone. It was a robot that went real deep, like deeper than they've ever gone off the coast of Chile. And they basically, every single species that they saw when they were down there with the cameras is a new species, has never been seen before. And so we're talking super deep depths here. And that was one thing too, just to circle back on the Cat Williams thing.
Yep.
You know, Joe Rogan was like, do you think we know more about space or more about the ocean? And we know way more about space
Totally
than we do about our own oceans. Because
why do you think that is, though?
Well, I mean, one thing, space is a lot easier to see. And the second thing is, you know, the ocean is so vast and so deep. And it's also a matter of timing, right? I mean, the stars are kind of ageless. Like you can look up there and then tomorrow night, the stars will kind of be in the same place. Down in the ocean, you could be down there for an hour and never see anything. And then a week later, go down in the same exact spot and there's everything there. So you just don't know what's down there and the migration patterns. I mean, you don't think the fish and the crustaceans and the starfish have migration patterns? Of course they do. So it's like, you got to be in the right place at the right time to see the right shit. Well, this drone went down, and I mean, how many species did they find? I forget the number, but basically everything they saw was brand new. They're seeing and naming all brand new stuff. Some wicked looking fish that look like they were like basically, you know, knit together with yarn. A brand new squid species, a brand new shrimp species. I mean, just like, yeah, that fish right there, it looks like he has feet. Like it doesn't even look like he swims. Just crazy shit. So really cool stuff is happening out there. And this is kind of one of those feel good stories of like, hey, they dumped a lot of money into this, but it paid off because we saw some really cool new shit. And I'll tell you what, you want to talk about aliens? Go down 1,500 meters. You're going to see aliens. And I mean, like actual Earth species that are just fucking weird and have been around for millions of years, like time of the dinosaurs kind of shit.
Well, here's a squat lobster, and you guys can go ahead and Google this, documented in coral at a depth of 2,194 feet. Yeah, that looks absolutely not of this world.
No, that's alien. Crazy. I mean, look, he's got feet coming out of his back. Like on the top of his back, he has feet or antenna or something.
A whiplash squid documented at 3,625 feet deep.
Dude, that's a mile down. Do you understand the pressure at that depth? That's like, I don't know how many atmospheres, but believe me, you'd be dead.
Detail of a sponge documented at 4,063 feet deep at Seamount 10, also known as Goyet Barrel. I thought it was cool. That was a great find. Yeah. So thank you for pulling that up.
Oh yeah.
You know what? We need to get back on we need to rededicate ourselves to making sure there's at least one cool shit of the week. Because this is cool shit. I mean, this is like the happy place. This is cool.
Yeah, you're right. We've gotten away from cool shit. It used to be a feature of the show. And like our favorite way to end the show, because we, you know, talk about all this crazy, depressing, weird shit, and then it's like, but hey, on the bright side, there's some people out there doing some really cool shit. So yeah, you're right. We need to get back to that. That wasn't even my purpose of sending this. I just thought it was really fun to look at. But you're right. We need to get back to that.
You ready for final thoughts?
Yep, let's do it.
Whiskey Hills. Final thoughts.
All right, Fitz, what you got?
Final thoughts this week. I feel like as the veils continue to be lifted, we're gonna find some really positive things, like the veil being lifted in that deep sea drone, right? I mean, we're getting to see things we've never seen before. Amazing. So cool. Discovery. Which is always a good thing for the human race. So that veil's been lifted. But then we also have other veils that are taking place up here on the surface with these celebrities and these people in power that just disgust you and make you want to, you know, shun the entire human race because of what's going on and what some people are doing to other people in the name of power. And so I think as we march forward and these veils are lifted, we need to make sure, all of us on a personal level, I don't mean as Whiskey Hell as a show or Whiskey Hell is our fan base and our family. I mean, personally, each one of us needs to find the balance that if the veil is lifted on something that's dark and gross and disgusting and repulsive, go out and search for something that has the veil lifted on it that is new and special and a form of discovery of something that you didn't know. It helps you grow as a person. So keep that balance alive, because without that, man, you just find yourself in a dark place, and it's not a good place to be. So that's my final thought.
I think that's poignant. Well done. Protect your kids. Make sure you know what they're doing. Ask more questions. See what's going on. That doesn't make you a bad parent. That doesn't make you an overbearing parent, but it doesn't make you an interested parent. And when we stop being interested parents, we are not, I really don't think we're doing our job. So I've got some really young adults. You can still be interested, help them make good decisions. They're still going to do what they want to do really when they get older, but just be there, be a guide. You don't want them getting messed up in shit like what we've talked about tonight. It's really some scary stuff. So when we do this, because it's in the news and it's interesting and it's, we can hash it around, but it is dark. This is the evil stuff, and the whole world is not evil. The whole world is not dark, but we bring it up just to make you aware that there's some fucked up shit going on, and got to take care of it. Which beer are you taking to bed?
I think I called it earlier.
Yep.
This is a threesome night. I'm taking both. Now I've got the sweet, just playful, like berries and chocolate, little bit filthy, kind of getting to my my kinky side, and then I got the not old. I have the standby, the classic, the classic beauty, the Betty Page. Just fucking right. Just looks gorgeous in sweats.
Yeah.
And just woke up, threw her hair in a ponytail, and she's still fucking a knockout. So I have both of those girls, and they're both with me tonight, and that's a hell of a way to end a long week. So I'm taking them both to bed. How about you?
Fuck yeah, good for you. Good for you. This is a 1A and 1B for me tonight. Really enjoyed Would Not by Jessup Farm Barrel House. Solid stout. Really one of those beers that you could totally drink a lot of, right? Often.
Yeah.
But there's also a price point involved. So for me, it didn't scream, I'm going to go ahead and spend $15 for this beer over and over and over again. It's a crushable one. It's good, but it's like a $6 or $7 beer for me, which I would get if I'm going to 4-pack of, and that's all I'm going to spend. Cool. That's not a problem. The brewery's All the Cows was it made the night okay.
Nice.
We had some heavy topics. We had some heavy conversations, and you know what? This beer was like, everything. Look on the brighter side. Look, everything's good.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. This was a warm blanket. This is a warm blanket.
Nice.
Kind of want to curl up with it and touch it and hold it. And sorry, I'm totally getting off track there.
No, hey, go for it, bro. And I'm here listening.
All right. Thank you again to Aaron from I Had to Say It Pod, Beard of Liberty, Buttercup, Calliope, L, Tabby, and Mike from Gray's Tap Room. You guys should go and check out their shows. Really fantastic stuff. It's absolutely, it's going to make you laugh. It's going to make you hurt a little bit, and you're going to enjoy your time. That's the main thing. Cannot express to you enough how much it is a wonderful, wonderful experience to check out those shows.
Yeah, and what a fucking kick-ass community that we've been, I mean, we are honored to be a part of. This, I feel like you guys have let us in as opposed to the other way around. So,
Agreed.
just thank you all for continuing to show up, continuing to make us better, continuing to help us grow as we help you grow. And it's a beautiful thing when you can just cross pollinate like that. And I just, every week I'm in awe when all of you show up. We all have a great time. We all have great conversation, and just goddamn, thank you. I'm truly so thankful.
Fitz, as we go out tonight, I want to wish you the happiest of 49th birthdays. While I am not there, I will tell you that I hope your day is fantastic. You do something amazing, or you just sit and relax and have exactly the day that you want. But happy birthday, brother. I hope
Thank you, man.
You get to relax a little bit and have, just a day that you're looking forward to.
Yeah. Thank you. That's the plan. Literally, the plan is to have no plan. I canceled class. I'm not doing class tomorrow. Usually we spar on Sundays. I was like, nope. I'm giving my body a break. It's my birthday. And I'm going to sleep the fuck in, which I can't tell you. That sounds better than beer or sex or anything. Like, I just let me sleep. So yeah, it's gonna be a great day. And honestly, I'm saving up for that 50th. We're gonna have a fucking blowout.
I'm
50th, so.
I'm fucking in. We are
Yeah,
going.
I know
we'll
you
do
are.
it up.
Yeah. It's gonna be a hell of a time. So anyway, thank you, and thank you to everybody in chat for all the birthday wishes. Also, I'm honored and humbled, and onward and upward, my friend. Let's just keep making getting older look better and better.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm Steve McShane.
I'm Fitz.
Think critically.
Act accordingly.
We'll talk to you soon.